Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely Stream Deck. For more information about the Stream Deck, the link is in the description below.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters. This is the Apex Online Racing iRacing Formula 3 League Season number 4, Round 5 here at Road Atlanta. My name's King Kodiak and I'll be one of your commentators throughout this evening's race. Joining me in the commentary box as always, I'm happy to say the graphics god himself, Mr. Nick Domino.
Hello, and yeah, glad to be here and on your birthday.
My first day in my 40s, yes. Wasn't going to raise that quite so soon, but there we go. Yes, today is actually my birthday. I've put off everything else I was going to do today, but this was not going to be put aside. Not at all. Right then. For those unfamiliar with the format, it is single qualifying, so they have the track to themselves, but everybody is going to be out on track at the same time. 28 drivers join us for tonight's foray into this very difficult circuit. Never once have we come here and there hasn't been dramatic death in very specific places. So, let's have a look at who we have got. Winner last time out in the feature race. It is at where were we? It was San Marino last time out. It was Imola. It's Michi Kaiser for Alcantech Simulation car number 24. Car 33 for Allied Racing Esports. It is Nicholas Sabo. Car number 40, No Nonsense Racing. It is Dave Martin. Car 71. It is Alcantech Simulation. It is Nicholas Rasmussen. Treble 8 is Team AOR Tortoise. Frederick Beckman. 76 is the Team Tepper Ranch vehicle of Philip Schiff. Number 32 is the Team Tepper Varsine car of Tom Hooper. 95 is the privateer entrant of Vessel van Volder. Number 9, the Team Tepper Ranch second car of James Clay. Number 88 is the Allied Racing Esports vehicle of Laszlo Sober. Number 46 is the Double Dutch Esports entrant of Joris Blom. Number 11, Comrade Gaming veteran, it is Alex Bennett. Number 77 is the CXR Project Black vehicle of Philip Russell. Number 12 is the Team Tepper Ram It, like it, vehicle of Arturo Melgar. Number 70 is the Double Dutch Esports second car of Tom Walstra. Number 17 is the Team Tepper Slow-Mo car of Thomas Lagney. Number 92, new entrant this week, it's privateer entrant Evan Way. Number 86, for Team Tepper, it's James Pinsker. Number 2, privateer entrant, it is the Boomer himself, Alexei Zelenev. Number 4, the Team AOR Red entrant of Alexander Waldo. Car 43, we saw him destroy his car, well, him amongst others, destroy his car fairly dramatically in practice, Connor Ryan. 48 is the privateer entrant of Stephen Grabowski. Number 26 is the Team Tepper Ramit car of Alex Schmidt. 198 is the Allied Racing Esports entrant of Jordan Pierce. Number 99 is the privateer entrant of Rafael Bonatti. 147 is the Team AOR Tortoise car of Evan Imre. Number 777 is the AOR Red entrant of Daniel Morris. And finally, Radicals Online number 10, Paul Elbrink. A lot of people with us today.
Which is quite nice to see, you know. We always like a big field. Good, healthy league.
Oh, yes. Currently top of the tree is Michi Kaiser with a 13-2 on the board. Andy Campbell. Hello, Andy. Andy 81287, if I remember correctly, from the Twitterverse. Quick question, why did I stop using the Cannibal Run? Because it's copyrighted. When I started using it, it wasn't. Sadly, it became so I was no longer allowed to use it.
We dislike right there. That's not okay.
I know, but
Because, you know, and also you had your karaoke version.
I did. There was a version where I sang on it.
That's amazing.
Days gone by, but alas, no longer allowed for that very reason. Right, 4.5 minutes of qualifying to go. They have 3 laps within which to set their best time. As you can see, they don't see anybody else, so it is just solo qualifying. But that doesn't mean they have it all their own way. If we've seen it before where this catches people out, then it is to our feature race that we will be heading once the qualifying is done. So Nicholas,
what Ilbring can do here, yes, as we have Rasmussen on pole with.
Nicholas Rasmussen has dethroned Michi Kaiser at the top of the tree with a 13.162. Nicely done. It's not easy to Michi Kaiser. Never mind. Tom Walstra has for double Dutch. He's gone up to that. I just realised that orange is the national racing colour of Holland, isn't it? I just remembered that. I think it is.
I think so. They also have it on, you know, all their jerseys in national.
That's the national colour, isn't it? Is that orange?
Yeah.
I just remember a flood of orange at Austria with Max Verstappen. That's what's reminded me of that.
Yeah. Ilbring is P5. Let's see if he can improve here in his second lap.
He was very late coming onto track, so that's actually, I think, Nick, if you can confirm, that's his first time lap.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it should be. He still have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So he should be able to. And the tires, as we have alluded to before, they need, you know, time to warm up. Your best lap will be the last lap you're setting in the qualifying.
Tom Walsh still going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he can still go, but you know the lap times won't count.
Yeah, he's doing a fairly pedestrian pace. Yeah, you can continue to run for the remainder of the session. You just won't set any better times. Did Paul improve? He did. He's up to 4th with a 13.253, just 2/10 off the top spot. He has 1 more lap and just under 2.5 minutes remaining with which to do it. Alex Bennett up to 6th. He is done. 13.321 for the Comrade Gaming veteran who's still out there. Connor Ryan with a 14.0. Last lap invalid. Ooh, it's all or nothing, do or die for the Radicals Online ace.
Ilbring was just a little bit sideways down through the S's, which is not something that you really want to do.
It's also very easy to do.
It is. Well, just, you know, don't.
Oh yeah, there. Yeah, and you heard the tyres just begin to let go just at the same time that the buttocks will clench, because that wall is awaiting with open arms to hold on to you and destroy your vehicle. We've seen it many, many times. We've seen it in GTEs, we've seen it in, I think, the Formula 3 and 3.5. The Formula Renault 3.5 came here before.
I don't know. Actually,
I don't remember.
As Ryan is going up to P10.
Oh my goodness! Paul Ilbring with a 112 on the board. Well. Hello, champ.
Come and fight me, boys.
Oh, wow! Now for the last couple of rounds,
he's been struggling a bit.
He has, hasn't he? Michi Kaiser, jumped straight in. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Jumped straight in and really did rock the boat because he took 3 wins in succession.
Yeah.
And Paul won the sprint race last time out at Imola, and he's just done that. Wow. Now, again, it's a short lap here, so the gaps are still really, really close, but they're much more significant because the lap is that much smaller. If it was a big lap, well, actually, if it was a big lap and we were still seeing half a tenth between people, that would be even more impressive, which we do see in our GTE league. But
well, we do. I will say, especially turn 1 here is where you can really gain a lot of time, and you can also gain, a big deal on spare parts. because you just, you're just going. You have to lift just the slightest, but not, not really that much. And it's just
wow,
really close to, if you take it just a little bit too fast, you will hit the wall. If you take it too slow, a car behind you will hit you.
Will hit you, yeah. So then the grid looks like so. Paul Ilbrink for Radicals and Tom Walstra. Tom has also hit the ground running, but has not had the consistency so far that's backed up his talent on the front row. Then it is Rasmussen, Kaiser, Sova, Bennett, Pinsker, Szabo, Martin, Ryan, Zelenev, Walder, Imre, Way, Blom, Melgar, Clay, Beckman, Hooper, Bonatti, Waldo, Pierce, Schiff, Schmidt, Russell, Lagney, Grabowski and Morris. Sadly, Daniel Morris not setting a time in that session. Ooh, what do we think about this rather insane track then, Mr. Domino?
Well, I like the flow. It's a fun track to drive. It's a very difficult track to drive, because it's just, you're so much on the edge. The curbs around here you will need to use them, but you will die on them.
They bite hard.
They really do. They really have teeth, these curbs. So it's it's a track that is really fun due to just the amount of difficulty to drive around here. It's probably a track where we won't see too much overtake. I've said that, and now they will make an overtake on every single lap.
We are likely to see a lot of, like you say, spare parts. Pieces detaching and doing their own thing. Lights are on, engine revs arise. It is time to wind them up and let them. We can't see the lights counting down, and away we go. It's a cracking start for Paul Ilbrink off the front road. Tom Walstra's had a good one, and oh my goodness, someone's had a terrible start, falling through the field, as you can see, down 2 or 3 roads at very least. Once the numbers sort themselves out, we'll identify who that is. Up through turn 1 and screaming towards the S's. Walstra means business on the tail of Paul Ilbrink immediately as they begin to work their way into the S's, and that is it wasn't Pinsker that was falling through the field. Was it Dave Martin? I think it may
Rasmussen had
I was right, yes.
We have a huge incident.
Oh, yeah, we do.
2 huge incidents.
Oh my goodness, yep, that is several incidents. That is Evan Way and Evan Imre towards the tail of the field. Jordan Pierce has got no rear wing. Connor Ryan's not come away unscathed. Evan Way and Evan Imre have both recovered back to the pits. What on earth happened here?
They touch each other into the S's, and huge.
And wait for it. Oh, it was a bit of a netcode that started that one off, because there was a gap there, but not according to the spin. And jumping back up to the front then, Ilbrink leads Walstra, leads Sova as we come to the end of the first lap. Alex Bennett forward, Nicholas Rasmussen, disastrous for him, side by side with Nicholas Szabo, as they've been side by side for quite a while, and it's Szabo up into 5th position now as we have completed the first lap at anger. Wow, Szabo going straight to that inside line to defend against Nicholas Rasmussen. Can he get it done? Yes, he can, but that's costing him time. And that's someone else in trouble. It's Daniel. No, it's not in trouble. He's in the pits. It's Daniel Morris. Alex Schmidt has lost a wheel. Alex Schmidt has lost a wheel. What on earth has happened there? He's already damaged. He's wriggling around, and there he goes. He'd already lost the wheel, I think, by then, or that had finished it off. So Alex Schmidt is in dire straits. He's in the pits. Oh my goodness me!
His own teammate as well.
Oh dear!
One of the Teva cars, which hit him in one of the last corners onto the back straight.
Oh dear! Oh dear! So yeah, this race proving a little bit more dramatic than what we had last week in Imola. It was still a good race last week in Imola. Van Walder's in trouble. He's lost another position to Tom Hooper, and he's got Arturo Melgar, Alexander Waldo, James Clay right with him. There we go.
What have you told about the Walders? Don't be so close.
They have Walder and Van Walder. Every week we go through this. Every week they won't listen. They just will not listen. Connor Ryan and Philip Schiff at the tail of the field. You do not expect to see Connor Ryan and Philip Schiff in 20th and 21st, but that is where they find themselves at the moment. Daniel Morris and Alexei Zelenev have been through the pits. So now it is a mandatory pit stop. They could have opted just to serve it early, But Evan Way. Oh, that's another two we're going to have to keep apart. Two Evans and Imre and Way. Raphael Bernardi, Jordan Pierce and Alex Smith all in the pits. We may or may not see them again. Paul Ilbrink is not having it all his own way. He's not running off into the distance. Well, you could say he is. He's just dragging Tom Walstra and Laszlo Sova with him because there's a bit of a gap between themselves and Alex Bennett, who interestingly has as much of a gap again backwards to Nicholas Szabo. Another one in the pits. It's Connor Ryan again.
Oh my God. Well, he had quite a he had one of the big accidents.
Oh,
Walstra is going for Ilbrink on the outside into the chicane, and
he's got him. Slipstream down that back straight. We know it's pretty strong. Paul Ilbrink rather trying to come back at him. The Radicals Online ace has come through on the inside on Tom Walstra. What a great move. Laszlo Sova's got a great ringside seat for this. On the actually, we go cockpit view. He's got a great view with the scrap ahead of him.
This is incredible.
And you said there wouldn't be much over. Oh, Von Rolder and Hooper. Russell Von Rolder and Tom Hooper side by side through turn one. That doesn't tend to go well, but it's gone okay for him. Right behind them, James Clay and Alexander Waldo. Goodness me, the Team Tepper car trying to come past the AOR red of Alexander Waldo. James Clay does manage to get it done. Right behind him is Frederick Beckman. Goodness me, it's impossible to keep. Oh, trouble for Thomas Lagney. Thomas Lagney for Tepper. What on earth has gone wrong here? He's come through turn one and threw it way too hard into the S's.
As Walstra is looking to overtake Ilbrink for the P1, he's
again
down the back straight, not the finish line, and he's made that before the corner. That's just the power of the slipstream. Sometimes, you know, it's incredible around here. Let's see if he can keep defending it from an Ilbrink who has been really racy. But as we saw, you know, last time these two guys, as Ilbrink tries to go into the inside for the turn one. Last time these two battled at what was that? What was in that Soldier? Sandvord. When we were in Sandvord, Walstra also came ahead of Ilbrink.
Oh, Connor Ryan, he's actually being caught by this pack. Oh, goodness me, that's how bad this race has gone for Connor Ryan. Down in 22nd, nearly a lap down, bro.
Ilbrink making a little mistake, and Solva is looking to punish him and go for the outside again. That's the time Ilbrink has been overtaken.
Yeah, that was brilliantly held by Paul Ilbrink. And that's Laszlo Sova that's gone past him into second position. But that's given Tom Walstra about a second. Yes, that's about a second's gap between Sova and Walstra. And now Alex Bennett is involved in this particular battle. My goodness me, what a great scrap we've got going on here. And again, look how early that Sova went for that defensive line. He wasn't confident Paul Ilbrink wasn't going to try and ying that one on the inside. And all the while, Tom Walstra was like, "You carry on, I'm off."
You're never comfortable that Ilbrink
won't.
Guys. You're never comfortable that Ilbrink won't just put it on the
inside.
Just
throw it on the inside. Yeah.
He is so fast around here. But Bennett, he has had incredible pace. You know, just going past both Rasmussen and Sabo without us actually noticing it.
Yeah, he's been working his way
P9.
up.
Who is in P9?
P9 is Michi Kaiser. Yeah, well, judging by... I mean, he had a mare of a race in the sprint race at Imola, and he's down in 9th position. Really, his pace would not indicate that he's quite up there with the leaders. It could be that this track just doesn't suit him. Or he's had an incident. Oh my goodness me, Nicholas Rasmussen is now joining this train. That's second to 6th now that's in that lot. This is the view from Laszlo Sova, which is when you've got that big number 10 in your mirror, well, he's done all he could do, which is just stick to your line. Paul Ilbrink's coming through, like it or not. Once again, that's the power of the slipstream. But whilst all that's gone on, it's now 1.7 seconds between Walstra and what is now Paul Ilbrink.
Definitely, and let's see if Solva he's gonna go for it here, isn't he? Now just waiting for his opportunity. But yeah, as I said, not a lot of overtaking. And
no,
always prove me wrong. The slipstream has definitely proven a bit more you know, aggressive than I thought. But you know, it's the right amount because you can overtake, but you need to be there. You know, we don't see it from the guys behind, so it's a good place for the slipstream.
Now this is it. I was just thinking, Conor Ryan could really play up here and hold Walster up so Ilbrink can catch him. No, he's far more a gentleman than that, and just jumps out of the way, which is absolutely correct. That is what he's supposed to do. 2 points.
But he needs to find a parking spot now. You know, there's coming a lot of cars here.
Oh yeah.
2.2 seconds.
Yeah, 2.3 between
going through on
Sober. Yeah, so Sober on Ilbrink, and Bennett's looking to get involved. A little bit of a gap, as you can see, between Bennett and Szabo, who's got Nicholas Rasmussen on his tail. My goodness me, absolutely fantastic stuff going on. Lagney, Pierce, Imre, and Bernardi have left the session, so they won't be returning. That's the view from Ilbrink. He's lost a tiny bit of time through turn 1. He's probably backed off because he wants to get a decent run. Oh, he's not done well on the S's again. Paul Ilbrink. Well, that is very uncharacteristic that he's making so many mistakes.
Well, we saw it in the practice session that he has, you know, killed his car a couple of times. So it looks like it is really loose out there. And you kind of don't want that on this track, you know. Yeah,
no.
It's fast, but if you make a mistake, as you know, we have seen, even the great can make some mistakes, you know.
Absolutely.
These walls are just going to take you. You have nowhere to stop. And Szabo, he has proven in the practice session that he has the pace, and he's showing that, you know, he's sticking with these guys. So he could pass. As Bennett is definitely going for a pass here.
He is.
What is going on with Ilbrink?
Unless he's got damage. Oh, trouble for Grabowski. Trouble for Stephen Grabowski. I feel very sorry, and he's locked up coming out of turn 7. Or into turn 7 rather. I do feel very sorry. Every time I talk about
Szabo and Rasmussen are going side by side with Ilbrink.
Oh yeah, they are.
3 wide into the turn 1.
Ooh! Everybody winced when that happened. Paul Ilbrink only just fending off Nicholas Szabo for 4th position. Yeah, I feel very sorry for Stephen Grabowski. I do expect sometime a message, you know, stop looking at me every time I spin. It's just a shame. He has struggled a bit in this league. He's now got Philip Schiff for company, so he's going to have to defend from team AOR. Oh no, beg your pardon, that's Morris. That's the AOR Red. That's a Team Tepper car. Oh, never mind. Philip Schiff has wandered off the road. That's how you don't take turn 1.
Yes.
Off he goes.
He survived, so that's, you know, one way you can take turn 1.
That's not the ideal way of doing it.
A bit more time, yeah. No, Szabo's not close enough to go onto the inside, but I don't think, you know, Ilbrink needs to get a bit more pace in here.
Oh, Conor Ryan. I feel very sorry for Conor Ryan right now. He is just stuck right in the middle of all this lot.
It's so demoralizing when you're just getting passed by, you know, these cars, and you're just like, you know,
I'm having a bad day already,
around.
Leave me alone, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and you're just driving around and waiting for the base to be over and getting into our sprint race, as we will have later on.
Yeah.
Ooh, as Bennett went off, as Bennett made a mistake, and him and Ilbrink are going side by side into the S's. Ooh, that's close, guys.
Get on the chopper. Oh, he did the same thing that Ilbrink did. Oh my goodness me, side by side into the S's, as you say. Oh my goodness me. Wow, Paul Ilbrink is, well, that was determined.
Oh, definitely. Well, he saw his opportunity and just went for it. As Szabo is definitely looking on getting past Bennett as well, and they're just...
Oh, trouble!
Now they're singing seconds.
Trouble! The first death. Up at the end of the S's, Altero Melgar. And we've seen that so many times. He's gone too wide, spun, and bang. And James Clay! Has he done the same thing? No, that's a different part of the circuit. What's he done? Oh, that's exactly what Grabowski did. Too many horses on the exit of turn 7. Oh my goodness me! Yeah, that is Alex Bennett and Szabo that's in there. Nicholas Rasmussen's the car behind. Now is that James Pinsker? That's Pinsker that's right behind him. Oh my goodness, 2nd to 7th in this particular, I beg your pardon, 3rd to 7th in this particular pack. Second, Szabo is now 4 seconds down the road and gaining quick on Tom Walstra. My goodness me, look at this. You don't normally have Paul Ilbrink at the head of a train, but that's where he finds himself. We're on board with James Pinsker in 7th position, watching Rasmussen already behind on the tail of Szabo. Of course, they're all slipstreaming off of one another. It's a case of who's going to fall off the road first. Oh, and there's blooming Michi Kaiser in there as well. Oh no, beg your pardon, it's not Kaiser. That's Connor Ryan. I beg your pardon. That's Connor Ryan.
He's getting up there.
He is. That is Michi Kaiser now in 8th position. There he is. Now starting to get a bit more, pace that we would, I say, expect to see. We've only seen him this season, and that's Pinsker. That's James Pinsker jumping out of the slipstream from Nicholas Ramsden a tad early, I think.
You would want to be there closer if you want to get past.
And Paul Ilbrink's now starting to get. It's now starting to get the bit between his teeth. He's got 7/10 between himself and the rest of. Who was that coming in?
Rasmussen had pitted for his mandatory pit stop.
Fair enough. And we were already, already on lap 12 out of 33, so that's a little bit before halfway, but nothing too bad. Oh, Tom Hooper, what's just happened to Tom Hooper? Oh, he spun on the exit of turn 11, or the 10 chicane. What did he do?
Szabo, he just rides the curb in up into the S's and just that was close. That was a butt clenching moment.
Let's have a look what Szabo did. As we come into the S's now. Whoops! There he goes. Yep. Oh, that well caught.
I was expecting that to end in tears and into the wall.
Especially with how slippery the grass is. He was just gripping the wheel, and then his inner voice is just going, grip! Yeah. Oh, Philip Schiff is in for his mandatory stop. Daniel Morris has already been through it, so he's gone through. Nicholas Rasmussen come out in 16th position. Philip Schiff, no, we've already looked at him. He's now getting underway. Bennett is still keeping Paul Ilbrink company. Paul now back up into 3rd position, but now he is 4.6 seconds behind this man, who's just put a lap. That, I think, is Philip Schiff. Yes, that's Philip Schiff just coming out of the pits. My goodness.
But Walstra is definitely, answering Solva's attack.
He is now.
He has put in,
Is that the fastest lap of the race he's just done? It is. That's the fastest lap that Walstra. He's seen the advance of Laszlo Sova. He's like, oh, fine, I'll just wiggle my right toe a little bit more and set the fastest lap. Only by about half a tenth, but he's still set the fastest lap to himself. Tom Hooper has just brought his car into the pits.
And do you know why he did that? Because he can.
Because he can. Because he's double Dutch. Because he's Tom Walstra. What other reason does he need?
No, nothing.
Exactly. Exactly that. Look at this stream of cars here. This starts at Paul Ilbrink there. That that's Philip Schiff at the bottom of the shot. There you see Bennett and Szabo now having a scrap. That's giving Paul Ilbrink the breathing space he needs to break away.
Really lost the rear, and Pinsker just took that advantage. Szabo, he just had to correct an oversteer. That was close to go.
That was very close. James Pinsker, as you say, absolutely nailed that one at the right time. There's Michi Kaiser. No, that's Connor Ryan. They're still in the midst of all that. Michi Kaiser now up into 7th place. That's Philip Schiff trying his best to get out of the way. He's got nowhere to go unless he stops. That's Michi Kaiser. Dave Martin right behind Philip Schiff as well.
Really wide on top of the the last corner into the S's.
Oh yeah, he did.
That was close.
That was very close. Wow.
But Ilbrink is getting, doing the Ilbrink thing and just, getting away a bit from that pack, and now trying to see if he can close up to the other guys. But I still, from the season that we just had before this one, I was like, Ilbrink in P3, it's a bit weird.
It is
a bit weird.
Stephen Grabowski has served his mandatory pit stop as we look at Szabo and Pinsker still scrapping over 5th position. Two people that have been through the pits for a long time I thought would retire have actually returned to the track as Szabo trying an outside manoeuvre on James Pinsker. The Team Tepper Ace having none of that. the two people that have returned, Alex Smith is one of them. We just saw him trying to keep out of the way. And Evan Way, our newcomer from Canada, has rejoined the track as well. He's some way down. He was in the pits for 16 minutes, but all credit to him for coming out as practice for the sprint race, if nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, just to have something to do while you're waiting for the race.
What happened to Nicholas Szabo? He's fallen off the back of Pinsker. Oh, he's had a problem up with the S's again, hasn't he? What did he do?
It's so easy to do in these cars.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they look like they have a lot of downforce, and they do have a lot of downforce until they don't.
Yeah, when they let go pretty dramatically. It looked like he did okay there, but what's happened to Daniel Morris? What's happened to Daniel Morris? Nothing. He's lagging. He disappeared from my charts. That's why I thought we'd lost him. But no, he's lagging, sadly.
Yeah, quite a lot, actually.
So Ilbrink is now 1.7 clear of Alex Bennett, but not on pace with Wallstra or Sava. And whilst we haven't looked at Tom Wallstra or Laszlo Sava for a while, but they've been trading fastest laps. Now in the 13.3s, 13.323 is the fastest lap currently by Tom Wallstra. 13.365 is the next one, which is Laszlo Sava, and there's only 1.8 or so between them.
Yeah, this one is gonna be really interesting. You know, Wallstra still both of these drivers actually haven't taken their maiden win yet. But you know, they have been up there, and Wallstra is looking to be back at form as we have seen him at the beginning of the season. You know, they still need to be there if they, you know, and get a championship run together. If Ilbrink is not just gonna run with it. But this is, you know, amazing driving as Kaiser is looking. You know, he's up to P7 now.
He is indeed up to P7. It's Stephen Grabowski's turn to be demoralised as that, you know, closely condensed chunk of the field all stream past him as the American is under the blue flag conditions. And, you know, got to feel sorry for him because there's nothing he can do. Oh, is that Kaiser slow? That's Michi Kaiser? No, that's Connor Ryan. Beg pardon. There's too much red.
Yeah.
Connor Ryan's got me out again. It's because I don't expect a Radicals car to be a lap down. That's really what's catching me out. But Connor has been through the pits.
Yeah, well, he kind of, you know, were involved in the big incident that we had on top of the hill.
As the Americans would say, the big one, or as Daytona would say, the big one. Yeah, absolutely. James Clay is catching to the back of Alexander Waldo for 12th position. Sova is on the case again. He's closing up to Tom Wallstra. That's now just under 1.3 seconds between the two. So either Sova is getting on the case again, or Wallstra's made a tiny error. And that's all it needs is a tiny error, because these two, you can tell they are leaving nothing on the table. They are absolutely flat out.
Definitely, and you know, it's just they're just fighting everything, you know, everything they can. It's not easy to win in this league, as we've seen, you know. So when you have the position, you need to really push for it.
And that was a mistake from Tom Wallstra. It was a 14.0, which is still a damn good time, but when the fastest is 13.3, that kind of tells you what's going on. Vessel van Volder is in the pits, so serving his mandatory pit stop from 9th position, or currently 9th position. So now the field beginning to spread out. Finally, it's taken to lap 18 for them to settle down, and that's Alexander Waldo and James Clay coming in line astern for their mandatory stop. The top 10 plus Philip Russell. Well, there you go. Now Philip Russell has gone into the top block, so it's the top 11 yet to see the pit lane. And Sova is less than a second now from the back of Tom Wallstra. We have got a real fight going on for the lead.
Sova also really want to do this one. You know, he has 2 second places this season. You know, he really want to get that ceiling and get that victory. Ooh, that's
Wallstra is in. Yeah, Wallstra is in. Oh, Waldo. Alexander Waldo's come out right behind Daniel Morris. Now, Daniel Morris served his stop 16 laps ago, as he was involved again in that early tussle. So, Waldo could, you know, that's going to be interesting to see what Alexander Waldo does. There's James Clay in the Tepper car, getting on the inside of Waldo. Oh, that's close. Wow, as they're coming through turn 6. Still side by side on the exit of 7. Oh wow, well defended by Alexander Waldo. Again, not meaning to sound disingenuous, but that was a decent defence on the outside of 2 corners. Still side by side now down the straight towards the turn 10 chicane. So neither of them getting any kind of aerodynamic benefit off of each other. Frederick Beckman is in. James Clay's just nosed ahead of Waldo. Waldo's got the inside line. Is he going to banzai that one on the inside? No, he's had to relinquish that one. Fair play to Alexander Waldo. He hung on to that as long as he could. Oh, and James Clay's binned it. Right in front of Waldo. James Clay touched too wide on the exit turn 10. Round he went. And that was the end of that. So all that hard work has gone. Where is Sova? Sova's continued. Interestingly, 13.7 his previous lap. What was it this time? A 13.6. But I tell you what, who else is wiggling their big toe a bit more? Paul Ilbrink, 13.5 last time around. 13.8 that last lap, so slightly slower than Sova. But he's knocking on the door of that top, the top of the leader's pace. James Pinsker has brought his car in, along with Michi Kaiser. So the last pit stop's being served. We still have a good 14 or so laps left.
Oh yeah, and it's Solvo, when his tires are still good, you still want to really push. There's no real need for pit stop. But when those times are getting up there, he want to pit.
Yeah. Philip Russell hasn't pitted either. He's going to be moving up. Is he? No, he's in 10th position at the moment. Those ahead of him have pitted. Michi Kaiser just coming out right ahead of Russell. He's going to be 9th position, literally right ahead of Philip Russell. As,
right behind Rasmussen as well.
He is indeed behind Nicholas Rasmussen, who has got Nicholas Iber for company. Tom Wallstra! No, what's happened to Wallstra? He's in the wall! What on earth has he done? Oh no, he's dropped on the exit of turn 10! Oh no! He's out! He's recovered to the pits!
Oh my...
Oh! And then what did we say? Even the greats make mistakes, and there wasn't even a big impact on the wall, but it has broken the suspension. He's trying to limp it back, realise that that's 3 wheels on the wagon. Look at that rear right, that's having none of it. And in a minute, there he goes. He's going to bounce off the wall. And wow, Tom Wallstra. When is he going to get? Yeah, when is he going to get a break other than his car braking?
The only thing he can take away from this race is that he had the pace. He has been, if not the fastest, one of the 2 fastest drivers out there on the track today. So
yes,
he will be back with a vengeance to try and get that sprint race.
I'm just going to quickly look up what his season results are to date. Because
his best position is a P3, because you remember he overtook Ilbrink, and then he had that issue. Well, he pitted early and got overtaken in the pits by Ilbrink, and who was it as well?
Can't remember, if I'm honest.
Locatello, I think.
Oh, Locatello's not with us.
Yeah, both passed him on.
We have no Locatello today.
Why? No Italian.
Oh, Tom Wallstra.
That's so. Yeah, it's what a hit. What
a
hit.
Well, into the wall. It wasn't even a big impact either, but these things are still very delicate.
Fragile. That's the word. They're fragile.
Definitely.
As Rasmussen is looking real racy with Sabo at the moment for P6.
P6, Nicholas Sabo, with Nicholas Rasmussen right on his case. Where they've been since the pit stop. Michi Kaiser, again, just not with the pace to try and challenge. That's very strange.
It's really uncharacteristic of him.
I mean, he was so dominant when he joined as a Canada. He was gone.
He did say that this wasn't really his track when last week, as we have Solva in the pits.
So he was indeed in.
Ilbrink will take on the lead. As he had, Ilbrink was actually pole position this race.
He was, and there was another 13.5 from Ilbrink. So again, he is pushing as hard as he can. Sova just has those extra few tenths in hand when he needs it, just revving the nuts off of his engine. And away he goes. Sova is going to come out. Where's Pinsker? He should come out ahead of Pinsky. Ooh, that might be a bit close. No, Sova's got that. So Laszlo Sova in 4th with James Pinsker right on his tail.
No, that's not Pinsker.
That isn't Pinsker. No, I've done it again. That's Philip Schiff.
I was like, ooh, somebody crashed.
It's Grabowski. Oh, no, not. I'm reporting on another incident from Stephen Grabowski. I feel so bad talking about Grabowski when he's had a problem.
Well, this was at least, you know, it has style.
Oh, yeah, it does. Well done. I'll give that an 8. That's like your team won't like you for that. But in comes Ulrich. Nope, he's opted not to come in. Who's that? That's right ahead of him. That'll be... No, it's not Conor Ryan.
Russell.
Oh, Philip... Is it? Oh, it is Philip Russell. Yes, beg your pardon.
Ooh, I am good today at this.
Alex Bennett's in.
Has pitted.
Dave Martin. No, Dave Martin's chosen to continue. Only 2 drivers yet to come in the pits. As Paul Ilbrink does make his way past Philip Russell. He doesn't really want to be hung up behind back markers though. As Laszlo Sova now up into 3rd. It's just set another 13.3. So once again, absolutely flying. He should, yeah, he will take the lead back over. It's around about 30 seconds or so. Pit lane lost, and he's 21 seconds behind Paul. So yeah, he
is having a long pit stop.
What's he done?
Oh.
He's done one of 2 things. He's either changed his tyres or he was too fast into the pit lane. He got a penalty.
I think it's the penalty because changing
I reckon it's a
tires
penalty.
is fast here. I reckon.
Oh, Morris! No, sorry, Nick. Another casualty of. Oh, he lagged. Oh, he just avoided the wall. Well, he didn't avoid the wall while trying to recover. He nudged the wall, trying to get back on track. But Daniel Morris has also spun on the exit of turn 10, and still rings going on. Oh well, I hope you know what you're doing.
That's how it is.
That is how it is.
As we have the Creeper back at the race as well.
As we have what?
The Creeper.
Where is he? LXC Center. There he is.
P14. I thought he was in one of the big accidents at the beginning.
He pitted 22 laps ago, so he was, but not in a major way. I mean, he had a bit of a lot. You know, his stop was 4 seconds longer, but he just pitted very, very early. But Alex Smith is in the pits. He's had a problem. What's he done? He's had a problem a while ago, and he's out. What's he done? Oh wow, he's done a detonation on the S's.
Ooh, that's never good, you know. It hurts.
Way too hot. Oh, ow, yeah, you're gonna need some help to get over that one. Paul Ilbrink in from the lead. And Dave Martin, what's he doing? He's continuing, so Dave Martin's going to lead for a period of time. Sova, 13.8 last time around, so not quite up to his best. 13.6, so...
Well, he doesn't really need to.
No.
You know, he has quite a lead at the moment. He just needs to...
Yeah, he does. Oh, yeah, he does.
And
yeah.
now we have said it, so...
Cursing coming.
Yeah, well, you were close to kind of killing somebody.
True. We've lost. I mean, we have lost 8 from this race. 9 if you include Philip Schiff, who is still in the pits and hasn't left the session yet. So we've lost quite a fairly significant, chunk of people.
Yeah, definitely. A battle that is quite interesting is Kaiser and Rasmussen
for 6th position.
Teammates here. What are they gonna do? Because Kaiser has the 3 wins, but Rasmussen is higher in the championship. Are they thinking about that at this point? Or are they just thinking, battle? Because I would assume that Kaiser might be the first driver in that one.
Well, I mean, Rasmussen's the quicker of the 2. I mean, you look at the best lap is 3/10 to Rasmussen's favour.
But I am nothing is not if not controversial.
Oh, I thought Laszlo Sova was in the pits. It's not. It's Dave Martin that's coming into the pits. Never mind. I was just about to panic again. Yeah, Michi Kaiser. But like you say, he, he was not looking forward to today.
No, he wasn't. But they're really close in times, so...
Might have forgotten to press the brake pedal on the uphill left. Yes, I would say you did.
who have commented on that?
Was it Alex who detonated on the S's?
Oh, that was Mitch, right?
It was Alex. It was Alex Schmidt, wasn't it?
Quite a few people who have detonated on the S's today.
Well, it's a common thing to do up there, isn't there? But look at the gap that Sova now has for himself. 4.5 seconds over Paul Ilbrink. Oh, that's a move. That's Zelenev on Waldo that's just happened. Oh, nice.
What an overtake.
He's been hounding him through the last turn and actually did it on the inside of turn 1.
That's not really a place where you overtake. That's a creeper with cojones.
How long have you been sitting on that one for? How long have you been waiting to use that sentence?
Oh, I don't know. That one just came to me. I was like,
wow, creeper with cojones. So true though, because my God, does it take balls to side by side through turn 1? And fair play for Waldo for hanging on to it, because he didn't just let him go.
No, exactly. It takes balls just to go, the speed that these guys are doing.
True.
Let's be side by side, which is like
it takes cojones to go side by side with the creeper.
Oh yeah,
let alone anything else.
Oh, guys, that is quite wide.
That was a bit close, wasn't it?
Into the wall.
That was a clenching moment. Having a look at the incident limit, we have 2 people remaining on 0 incidents. They are Tappers and James Pinsker and comrades Alex Bennett. No one else on 0. Few ones. We have a 10, which is actually Vessel van Volder and Philip Schiff.
Well, Schiff have had some incidents, right? During this race.
True.
Crashes and some contact and he's not using the quarantine thing,
Yeah, he's not social distancing. No, he's not staying 2 meters apart. No
social distancing here.
Ooh, we have another battle forming for 3rd place. James Pinsker is being caught by Nicholas Szabo. That is just shy of a second, literally 9.999 apart. Oh no, now a second apart between the two. And Szabo was 0.2-ish quicker than Pinsker last time around. So James is going to have some fighting to do as we're in the final 5 minutes of the race, I've just realised. My goodness me, and this is our feature race. That's absolutely flown by.
Completely.
Wow.
But, what a strong, showing from the Allied Racing Esports,
Oh, yeah.
Solva and Szabo, because we have seen Solva that the last couple of, races really be out there. But Szabo has really impressed me in the practice session. Bit of a not so good qualifying, but he's right up here and now fighting for the last podium spot.
Szabo, yeah, we might well have that team 1st and 3rd on the podium. Pinsker has given himself another couple of tenths along that back straight, so he's just keeping Szabo out of slipstream range, and that is going to be crucial for Team Tepper to hold on to that last podium spot. Is that all crucial? Oh, hello, Mr. Ilbrink. Where the hell have you found that pace from? 13.0 he's just put on the board. And he has just taken 6/10 out of the lead. Where the hell has that come from? You've left that a tad late, sir.
Yeah, that's... Ooh, he's also pushing quite a lot.
Yeah, I'd say he is. He's not giving up on it, and fair play. To him.
But he will need to be faster than that at the moment to be.
He will need Zova to make a mistake in order to close that down. I mean, don't get me wrong, Paul Ilbrink is godly alien tier. We know this. Yeah. But even he has his nemesis in this particular league, I think it's fair to say. Namely Michi Kaiser, who is down in 6th. So Paul Ilbrink doing a brilliant job in capitalising on a weaker track for Michi Kaiser. And that's something that Michi is going to have to worry about, because he was late joining the season.
Yeah.
Through, I'm sure, no fault of his own. It's just the way that happens sometimes. But of course, Paul Ilbrink isn't known for having a weak track. That's another 6/10 out of the gap. 13.9 the lap time from Zova. 13.3 from Paul. Where the hell has this come from? If you've had this pace, why haven't you used it earlier? My goodness me.
Yeah, I don't know, because sometimes it's just the track, the conditions, and the tires are just in the temperature, and you're just like,
whoa.
I'm really just...
Let's put this in perspective. Let's go on the chopper cam of what we've just seen Paul Hilbrink do, because that TV cam doesn't do it justice. That's so close he is to the wall, and absolutely flat out on the exit of the S's. But that's what he needs to do in order to try and close that gap down. Oh,
in my opinion, he's just pushing a bit too much. And I say this, but he's in P2. He's leading the championship by, quite comfortably, not extremely, but comfortably, because the two guys who really shown as, contenders have, joined the league a bit late. So he has that advantage, and he's at the moment P2.
He's just done a 12. 1:12.9. He's just put on board another half second. It's going to be too little too late, unfortunately. There's 2 laps to go, as you can see on the board. Actually, I don't think that's... Ooh, that'll just about be correct. So there'll be just 1 minute to go. And Sauber, unless he makes a mistake, will beat the flag. And that's Alexei Zelenov has just overtaken Frederick Beckman. So Alexei's making his way through the field. It does look like Nicholas Szabo's charge on Pinsker has fallen off a little bit. Szabo's made a mistake in the last lap, lost about 3/10. So, or Szabo has probably taken the wise decision just to bring it home. Unless
exactly, and that's the thing that Hilbrink should do as well, because if he's crashing P2, that would be...
Yeah, he hasn't got that memo.
No,
definitely not.
Well, he doesn't understand the thing of lifting off.
No, yeah, playing cautious is not usually in his game plan. Oh, Michi Kaiser is starting to get a little close to Nicholas Rasmussen. Ooh, it could be a bit of a late charge from the Alcantech racer of Michi Kaiser on his teammate, or the Alcantech pair, I should say, crossing swords, and the checkered flag is out now. So that's how close it was. And 0.3 of a second to Hilbrink's game, but still 2.5 seconds between the top two. So Paul is relying on a mistake from Laszlo Sauber if he wants that top spot, but second is still very respectable. Third at the moment is Pinsker, now by 2.7 seconds. And what has happened to Daniel Morris? He's facing the wrong way. He's binned it. Oh, too wide on the entrance on the S's. And by that point, by the time he's going towards the wall, he knows full well he is not recovering it from there. And Philip Russell has made a mistake. What's he done? Exit of turn 7. Yep, too much. We've seen several people do that, and he's kept it out of the wall at least. And that is the end of Daniel Morris's race. And Paul Hilbrink has now finally backed off. He's now thought, yeah, you know what? Not going to do that one. So he's now gone into... bring it home mode, but it's taking him to the final lap. He was definitely slow on the uptake on that one. If he did get them, if that was a team order, he definitely ignored it. But your winner for the feature race here in round number 5 is Laszlo Sauber for Road Atlanta. Nicely done. Paul Hilbrink takes second. James Pinsker for Tepper is in third. Still, even first and fourth is a great showing for Allied. Is Nicholas Sauber in fourth. Rasmussen being chased home by Michi Kaiser. And Dave Martin was actually right there as well for no nonsense. He really had closed in towards the tail end of that. He closed in about 0.5, another half second on Michi Kaiser on that last lap alone. But Dave Martin takes 7th. Vessel van Volder, good effort from him in 8th. Alex Bennett, we don't usually see him in 9th, but that is where he is. Joris Blom for Double Dutch comes home in 10th position. Tom Hooper has had a bit of he's struggled a bit somewhat. Alexei Zelenov, who pitted 31 laps ago, or 32 laps ago now, comes home in 12th, being chased home by Frederick Beckman. Alexander Waldo for 14th. James Clay right behind him in 15th position. Connor Ryan. Oh dear, this will be one you want to forget. And everyone else a lap down. Was it Philip Schiff right behind him? It was indeed. Philip Schiff was in the pits for a long time. He's been in the pits twice for combined about 20 minutes. But that is the results for this race. Before any Stewart's intervention happens, it is Laszlo Sova and Paul Ilbrink on the top two, with James Pinsker rounding out the podium. Then it is Szabo, Rasmussen, Kaiser, Martin, Van Volder, Bennett, Blom, Hooper, Zelenev, Beckman, Waldo, James Clay, Ryan, Russell, Morris, Schiff, Grabowski, Way, Wallstra, Schmidt, Melgar, Lagney, Imre, Bernati and Pierce. Oh, everybody from Grabowski downwards did not see the flag, so 9 cars didn't make it home. Wow, that flew by for us. We hope you enjoyed it as well, but that is not the end of proceedings. We still have the sprint race to go, and if that's usually even more chaotic than the feature race, so yeah, I'm going to lose my voice tonight, I think.
Oh yeah, completely. Well, you know, they just started by just, you know, crashing and overtaking and go side by side and 3 wide and those.
Yeah, up in the air. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Well,
Crashes.
Not a bad. This isn't a bad way to start my 40s off, I don't think.
No, this is the right way, without a voice at the end of the
Yeah, why not? What a way to go. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, the server will need to be rehosted, so it will take us a little time to do, but do not go anywhere, as we will be back as soon as we can with our sprint race. So stick around, we'll be back as soon as we can. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the sprint race here at Road Atlanta. Holy moly, if the feature race was anything to go by, then this should be quite amazing. Let's get down to the track. Right, 25 drivers have returned. 3 people, I think, have thought had enough of this particular one. So
yeah,
then,
well, sometimes if you go out in the first race, you know, on lap 1, it's quite a long time to sit and wait for race 2.
True. Very, very true. So then, it is a 1-lap showdown. They have just a single lap to set the time that is going to set the grid for the sprint race. Where is Laszlo Sova? There he is. We'll follow him through for his. We'll follow him through for the hot lap. I still haven't caught my breath properly.
You still haven't caught your breath?
No. Nope.
Well, that's being 40.
True.
But,
I'll take that.
Well, it was quite an exciting race, and I think we're in for, quite an exciting sprint race here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite intense. Let's ride on board then with Laszlo Sova as we have a trip around this very, very difficult track. We'll see it from the driver's eye perspective. Sweep into turn 1, little bit of a lift. Oh, so go on, Nick. Did you want to talk us through it?
Yeah, I can take that up to turn 2, 3. This is, that curve is horrible to hit. Just going from here, you're just flat out, and you're just hoping that you're hitting, that the car will be there. You're just lifting off a bit, braking just a little bit over the curve. It's fine, but if you get a bit too wide, there's a bump there, you will crash out and into the wall. Up here, braking hard into this right-hander, which will go into the next right-hander. This is tricky because you think it's faster than it is, but it's really, really slow. Going down the back straight is so important to have a good exit here. He managed it really, really well, and you're just sitting down, getting a cup of tea. You have this little kink and going downhill. This downhill section is really important to brake. Into the chicane. You think you can brake later than you can. These curves, you can really attack them. Over the crest, you can't see the apex here. This is double apex. He's taking it really narrow, which you don't take in a TT car, and over the line it's a really fast and short track around here.
And that was a 13.772 for Laszlo Sova, 14.0 for Zananev, 13.778, just 0.06 of a second behind was James Pinsker. Nicholas Szabo was on the board. Paul Ilbring with a 13.5. Well, he was in the 12s for qualifying for the feature race, so that's a bit slower than what we've seen from Paul. But once again,
we have to remember that these, on the first lap are on cold
tires.
So
Yes,
that's what we will see.
Good point.
Let's see if Rasmussen going into the last chicane, if he can really pull something out. He was, P3 in our sprint race. He, didn't have the great.
Oh, look who's taken the top. Look, before we see Nicholas Rasmussen, look who's taken the top spot again. It's Tom Wallstra.
Back with a vengeance.
Nicholas Rasmussen 6th with a 13.9. Waldo with a 14.7. And that's not everybody yet. Alex Bennett, Daniel Morris and Frederick Beckman still on track. There's Bennett. Morris is back in turn 7 and 8. So that is 12th for Frederick Beckman with a 14.4. So Schmidt, Pierce, Martin and Imre not setting a time.
As Bennett is coming into the last corner here, double right apex and
13.9. That is up into 7th for Alex Bennett. Daniel Morris, the last one on track. We'll see what the AOR red number 777 can do. And we'll have a look at our grid as it stands. Once again, it's Wallstra and Elbrink on the front row, and that is a 24. So it's not gone well for Daniel Morris. He will not have time to complete the lap. That was invalid, so that's just a practice run for Daniel Morris. It's very irrelevant what he does at this stage, unfortunately. So then, let's have a look at our grid. It's Wallstra and Elbrink again on the front row, and then it is Sova, Pinska, Szabo, Rasmussen, Bennett, Ryan, Zelenev, Van Walder, Way, Clay. That's a decent effort from our newcomer of Evan Way. Nicely done. Beckman, Waldo, Michi Kaiser, 15th position.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, he's like
Wow.
Well, he's certainly back in every statement that this is not a good track for him. And then Hooper, Grabowski, a good effort there from our American newcomer up in 17th. Yeah. Schiff, Russell, Lagney, Morris, Imre, Martin, Schmidt, Blom, and Pierce. Now, it may seem that I don't mean to sound disingenuous when I say good performance from such and such or bad performance from somebody else, and I don't mention 99% of the field. But it's often difficult to remark on everybody's good or bad behaviours, or good or bad performances rather than bad behaviours. That's a whole different thing. So it's I try and keep up with it. Also, I don't often remember, and this is something amazing like Laszlo Sova's incredible win, or let's see, Elbrink's recovery and things like that. Or remembering anything, as would seem to be the case. That's what old age does to you.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why sometimes when I'm talking about previous races, I am talking a bit alone.
Most of the time, you generally. I'll take it. I'll take it. So then, we're just waiting for the grid to form. And
You're just living in the moment.
That's all I can remember. Again,
let's see if Wallstra can get a good start here, and if you can keep it and get that W. Now that was that crash, that was bad. That was so sad. Our hearts were definitely with them. But Elbrink has been really lightning fast on the starts this season. So that's going to be interesting, and with the silver behind there, that's
it's going to be interesting.
Lights are definitely on.
Okay then, engine revs rise. It's time to wind them up and let them go. It's another cracking start from Elbrink. It's a disastrous start from Wallstra. He's lost the lead already, nowhere near the turning point for turn 1. And Elbrink is up into the lead as they sweep through turn 1 and start to go. Oh, Wallstra's having a go at it before we even get to the S's. He is determined to make a difference in this race. They've both gone wide as a result. There's Sova wanting to try and get past Elbrink before they get into the bed of the S's. Oh, that is dangerous. There's Szabo as well, the allied pair, up into 3rd and 4th. A great start there from Szabo. My goodness me, Wallstra and Elbrink swapping punches already as we're streaming towards my goodness, I've lost track where we are. Turn 6 and 7. My goodness me, Wallstra with a terrible start and raw determination to getting back into the lead. We've lost Philip Schiff already.
He had the most incredible, the biggest incident I have seen this season. He was upside down. That was wild.
Elbrink's got to slow down. Elbrink's got to slow down. He must do. Oh no, there's a massive tank slapper on the exit of 7. He's dropped all the way down to 5th place. Side by side with Rasmussen coming through turn 10. Oh no, disaster for Paul Ilbring. This being the sprint race, it's only 21 laps long. He's going to have fun. Well, he can recover the time, but he can't just wait for the laps to turn. Oh my goodness me, that's going to be hard work for Paul Ilbring. But Tom Walstra is not running off into the distance. He's got Laszlo Sova all over his tail. Laszlo wants the double.
Oh, he definitely won, and he has the speed to be there. But Ilbring, he doesn't. You don't have the speed to be making these mistakes. As Rasmussen and Bennett are really, really close. But yeah, Philip Schiff had one of the most violent crashes I've seen in a long, long time, making 5 or 6 rolls after being upside down. That was incredible.
I will switch back to Mr. Schiff, see if we can have a look at that once this. Well, this field seems to have calmed down. Has now gotten into the line. Paul Ilbring is going to get back into his rhythm. Let's go back and see if we can see the incident with Philip Schiff. Oh my goodness, riding on the back of someone. There he goes. Lots and lots of barrel rolls. Oh my goodness, that was horrific. Oh, and there it is. So we go over Philip Schiff. He's the Tepper car on the bottom left of the shot. As he's working his way, that's Grabowski, I think. And just that's how delicate these cars are. Oh, and he hits one of the other Teppers. Not sure which Tepper that was. May have been Thomas Lagney that he caught there.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. Well, it was dramatic, all right. Walstra continues to lead from Sova. Szabo 3rd, Pinsker 4th, Ilbrink 5th. The Allied pair 2nd and 3rd now. They'll be enjoying that one, I have no doubt. But we lost Joris Blom. I don't think Joris Blom actually took the start of the race. He is out, and of course, for that massive incident with Philip Schiff. Thomas Lagney is falling off the back of the field if he has gotten clouted in the face. Actually, if we go to the rear chase cam, well, the nose looks okay, but that doesn't mean there's no damage there. Oh my goodness me. Bennett is really close to the back of Nicholas Rasmussen as well for 6th position. There he goes, jumping out from the slipstream.
And we have seen that the outside have really worked on this, into the chicane here, and that's done before the braking zone.
Nicely done, Alex Bennett.
Super guys, Hubber and James Clay also switching positions into the chicane.
Where's Mr. Clay?
P12 and P13.
13, yep. There is James. That's a bigger button. That's Conor Ryan. That's James Clay. Oh, that's a big group of Tepper cars there. That's Hooper. That's Clay and Hooper swapping round with a. Oops!
Clay off.
Oh, James.
Well held. Ooh, not right in front of all the cars.
Dave Martin in the pits. Oh, was he the one that got? Yeah, it was his car that got caught out. And Daniel Morris.
Smith is in the wall.
Oh dear.
Oh, I think he maybe just saved it from hitting the wall.
Oh, Dave Martin and Daniel Morris came together. What happened to Alex? Oh, there is Alex Smith. I was looking at Jordan Pierce. Oh, wow. He got well out of shape coming into the S's. Did he keep it out of the wall? Not quite. He will have some damage as a result of that. But Thomas Walstra has nearly got himself a 2nd from Laszlo Sova. This is rather what we saw at the beginning part of the feature race. Conor Ryan on the back of Nicholas Rasmussen as well. Only a couple of tenths between them. James Clay and Philip Russell having an argument over 16th position. Michi Kaiser and Frederick Beckman swapping round into 13th place. Oh, wow. It's difficult to keep up. Oh, Grabowski's in the pits again. Oh,
it's a good thing that I said that this is a track where people really can't overtake.
Yeah.
As Evan Way is trying to pass Beckman into turn 1.
That's for 14th position. Ilbring and Pinsker. What's happened to Paul Ilbring? How's he fallen into the clutches of James Pinsker? Well, I didn't see it, but James demoted Paul down into. Oh, that happened earlier on in the race, didn't it? Where those two swapped round.
Ooh, no. Pinsker were in front of Ilbring. Ilbring took him on the outside into the S's.
Wow. Paul Ilbring.
What an overtake.
Paul Ilbring wanted to. He's lost a fair bit of ground. Well, I say that. He's lost 3 seconds. Wow, as James making himself known in the mirrors of Ilbring. Keeps jumping out from the slipstream but not doing anything with it. As they come down towards turn 10 once again, that is Alex Bennett behind the Team Tepper car. Trouble for Jordan Pierce. Oh no, trouble for the 198 Allied Racing Esports car. He's wandered off the road at turn 10. He's had some kind of technical problem, I would think, because there was no steering going on there. And once again, look at this pack we've got here. That's from Conor Ryan up to about Nicholas Rasmussen, all less than a second apart, and then is only just over a second between Sova and Szabo, and just shy of a second between Szabo and Wallstra. So realistically, that's first down to about 10th within 1.5 seconds each car.
It's incredible with this league, and Conor Ryan and Rasmussen are looking close, but next lap, Bennett could make a mistake and suddenly it's Rasmussen and Bennett fighting. It's, the smallest little mistake can really lose you so
We've
much.
lost Alex Smith again. What has happened to Alex?
As Clay and Beckman is fighting into and Evan and Phil Ross and
Yeah.
the other Evan.
Huge drop of the tail from Alex Smith into turn 1, and he's off into the wall. Yeah, that's a big pack you were just talking about there. Frederick Beckman, James Clay, Evan Way, Philip Russell, as Clay and Beckman swap round to the head of that particular field. And Thomas Lagney, big pardon, Thomas Lagney is some way off the back of that. There is Evan Imre at the tail of this field with Philip Russell already ahead. Oh wow, James Clay now ahead of Beckman. There's Evan Way looking to try and get on the inside, and does get on the inside, heading down towards turn 1, and he takes the spot. That is 15th position for the newcomer. Surely Beckman's not going to have a crack at him on the outside of turn 1. Well, Evan defended the inside line. Right behind them, Evan Imre defending from Philip Russell.
He just passed Russell in after the chicane when Russell had a bit of a moment. Incredible that these guys can, they decided just, we don't want to be one train, we split it up to be one train. Incredible driving from these guys.
So from this race already, we're on lap 7. We've lost Alex Smith, Jordan Pierce, Daniel Morris still in the pits, Stephen Grabowski, Philip Schiff, and Joris Blom. So we've lost, 6 cars or so from this race, 26 to start with.
The battle for P1, Solva is not letting that one up. He's getting a bit closer to Wallstra now. I've said that, and maybe Wallstra is putting a bit more pressure. 13-4
for both the top two, Wallstra and Sova. Wallstra 0.03 of a second quicker. Szabo 13.6. Philip Elbring, I've changed his name. Paul Elbring rather. 13.5. James Pinsker 13.4. Such incredible how close that top field is in raw pace. Oh, that's Evan Way and James Clay swapping round. They're having a scrap for 14th place. So we saw Evan taking that 15th spot last lap around. He's already having a go at James Clay, the Team Tepper Ranch number 9. He wants that 15th. That's a decent effort from the newcomer.
He's, you remember last race I was talking about a driver who was a fan of a driver. He has changed his livery since, but that was definitely a mistake.
Who has?
The new Way.
Evan Way?
Canadian. Yeah. If you look at his helmet, you might have a hint.
Can't really see it close enough. What's he done then? I can't see it close enough.
Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes were kind of the thing that I received.
Oh, trouble! Michi Kaiser and Tom Hooper have come together.
Oh my goodness!
What's happened here? Oh, that was Hooper. Hooper lost it on the inside, and Michi Kaiser had nowhere to go. They're still in that gravel trap. There's that pack of 5 we've been talking about. Michi Kaiser still hasn't moved. Tom Hooper's recovered back to the pits. Kaiser, yeah, there was no way that was being avoided. Michi Kaiser now underway, and he nearly went past the pit entrance, but he has brought his car in. I hope he wasn't thinking of
to go the inside. No, I don't think so. without the front nose, you have no grip on the front tires. It's just, you might as well not have the front tires at that point.
Well, that's going to make a difference to the championship. Interestingly, Thomas Lagney has been through the pits, but he was stationary for a really short period of time, 5 seconds.
Well, he was, involved in the shift little incident that he had. Yeah.
Ooh,
It
Evan,
was-
Evan Imre, Frederick Beckman, and Philip Russell all close together. Evan Way is the next one down the road. You can see, that's that pack of 5 now split up. There's Imre on the inside of Beckman. That's again the power of the slipstream. Beckman knew he had. They're teammates. They're both AOR Tortoise. So again, another reason why they don't want to take each other out.
Oh, definitely. But now we have the issue
No.
of Evan and Evan.
Oh, they're disobeying our orders again.
And this one is worse.
This
you
was
have
because
Evan Way and Evan Imre.
I mean, at least with Waldo and Van Walde, it's just the surname that sounds similar because it's Vessel Van Waldo and Alexander Waldo. But Evan and Evan, we need words. We can't be having this.
No. This is not okay.
For the lead then. 13.3 for Tom Wallstra. He's done a 13.2 at some point in this race to have the fastest lap. Leads Laszlo Sova by about a second exact. Then it is Szabo with Paul Ilbrink wiggling his big toe a bit more, closing in on that third podium spot. All the pressure on Nicholas Szabo at the moment as they come over the line to complete lap 10. Where is it? This is a when, not an if. Ilbrink's going to have a go.
Sabo's just using, he is first lieutenant at the moment and just keeping Ilbrink off the back of Solva and, taking places and points away from Ilbrink. So he needs to fight everything that he can.
If nothing else, it's time. But yeah, Szabo lost 0.4 of a second to Ilbrink. And Szabo's made a mistake at the top of the S's. I don't think he didn't hit the wall, but he was a little bit loose coming out of there. He's lost that spot to Paul Ilbrink. Now the Radicals Online ace.
He hit something. He hit the wall.
And Szabo did.
Yeah, his front wing is. Oh yeah, he hit.
Oh, he did.
That
No, he didn't hit the wall. That was the bumps, I think.
was the
Look
jump,
look at it from the chopper cam. He grazed the wall. He grazed the wall from the TV cam. We couldn't see it, but yeah, Szabo's
losing a position to Pinsker
James
as well
Pinsker.
into the chicane.
Now that's going to be awkward for Szabo. Does he pit or does he just live with it? He'll lose 30 seconds minimum in the pits with 11 minutes to go. He's just got to carry on, hasn't he?
Yeah, at this point, if you're pitting, you're just taking yourself out of contention. He is still in quite a good points position, so you don't want to pit at this time.
Oh wow, Evan Way is having a crack at James Clay. So we have Clay, Way and Imre. 12, 13, 14. Nice. Make our jobs even more difficult, gentlemen. Why don't you? But Evan Way is actually having a crack at James Clay for 12th. So, wow, he gains 7. Whoa! That's an unusual layout, James. That's not the one we're doing today.
No.
That's right behind Evan Imre, nearly clouted into James Clay as he tried to get back on track. Did the Team Tepper Ranch car.
So we have a Clay, Imre, and Way, and a Baldo, and then we have a Creeper with Cajonas.
Is that going to be his new name? Szabo's lost another spot. That's Alex Bennett through into 5th, and that's just going to be a slow and painful descent through the field for Nicholas. What a shame. He's doing so well in a really strong position for Allied. But
really good, just race. He had the first one. It has been, a really good round for him.
Oh, who's that wandering off the road? That is Thomas Lagney that is just keeping out of the way. Thomas Lagney a lap down. But Wallstra is really having to push hard from Sova because Sova is doing everything he can to remain inside a second from
He's relentless. That's the only word we can use to describe him. Relentless, and he's just he needs to. Somebody went off.
Connor,
no, that was
that's Connor Ryan and Connor Ryan and Vessel Van Volder having a scrap for 8th position, and there is the creeper with enhanced what's-its. It's Alexei Zelenev is looking to close in on Connor Ryan ahead of them. There goes Nicholas Rasmussen.
Yeah, that was just
that was
a one.
That was a slipstream pass.
Yeah, and I think Zabo, with the damaged front wing, he is also losing a bit on top speed.
Ooh, Ilbrink and Pinsker are close together. Actually, Ilbrink was quicker than Zova by a couple of tenths, but he's 2.5 seconds down. We've seen how easily this track can bite you, though, so that doesn't mean anything at this stage.
But if the first race is anything to go by, Ilbrink will be faster than anybody when it's
with 3 laps to go.
yeah, with 3 laps to go. It's just.
Ooh, Conor Ryan no. I thought Conor Ryan was for a moment very, very close to Vessel Van Boulder, but couldn't get the move done.
Still is within 2 tenths.
Still is, but he was less than a tenth when I looked at him. Who's that? Frederick Beckman and James Clay are close together, so there's still a 3-way scrap going on there. James Clay, Frederick Beckman and Philip Russell in that scrap. Vessel Van Volder and Conor Ryan. That's Thomas Lagney. You can see at the bottom of the shot. He's not involved in this particular battle. However, Paul Ilbrink and James Pinsker most certainly are involved in a fight for 3rd position as they endeavour to try and catch up on the lead too. There you just saw Laszlo Sova going out of shot, now still hovering around a second, that gap. 13.
That has been, just the most consistent thing in this race. That has been that gap.
So 13.6 was Wallstra and Sova, 13.5 was Ilbrink and Pinsker. Again, very, very consistent pace. 13.9 for Bennett, 13.8 for Rasmussen, and 14.6 for Sova. So that's how much pace he's losing. Between half to a full second a lap, and there's nothing. You've got to feel for him. Every race has been in that position where you're losing that time, and there is nothing you can do about it. You just got to pray that the checkered flag falls quicker than it realistically will. Ooh, yeah. Van Volder looked a little wide coming out of the S's, but is keeping Conor Ryan at bay, which in itself is no mean feat whatsoever. Oh no, Way and Imre now for 12th position. Evan Way, they were fighting James Clay until James fell off the track. But that's now a fight between the newcomer and the AOR Tortoise. 147. So we'll see which Evan comes out king of that one. Oh, that's Ilbrink and Pinsker close. Oh, impact between the two. No. What on earth happened there? Ilbrink.
No. And Bennett hit as well.
Oh my goodness. Ilbrink almost looked like he braked right in front. And there goes Bennett. I wonder if Bennett actually managed to avoid that. Pinsker
looked like it.
Let's just look at that from Bennett's perspective. I think he actually managed to avoid it. So this is on the nose of Alex Bennett, now up into 3rd. So there's the impact between. You just saw. Oh my goodness me! New underpants, please, in car number 11. That was amazing dodging from Alex Bennett. Nicholas Rasmussen now for Zabo back up into 5th position, but Pinsker in the pits. Paul Ilbrink recovered to the pits.
That one from on board of Pinsker.
On board of Pinsker.
On board of James Pinsker.
I didn't look at it from on board Pinsker, no, but it was a bit odd because it did look like Ilbrink just braked.
Well, no, Ilbrink went off track and had, lost the rear, and then had to brake to catch it.
And James had nowhere to go and slams into the back of him. Oh
no, he went over him.
He did go over him. Yeah, we saw that. So this battle's changed again. It's now Imre, Clay, and Way. Evan Imre is now the lead of this 3-way battle. Way is about to come ahead of Clay, and Frederick Beckman is right behind them.
And Pinsker's driving.
Pinsker's out again. He is. Out. James Pinsker, after that incredible crash, is back on track. Wow.
How? That's the only question you can ask yourself. That is how.
Well, Ilbrink most certainly is not.
Yeah, on my screen he lost both front wheels. So
he didn't on mine. He certainly went up in the air. Oh, this is Nicholas Rasmussen on Alex Bennett. Who's going to win out, Comrade or Arkansas? Who does?
I think he hit him.
He may well have hit something. You're absolutely right. We go on the. Again, it's hard to say. That front wing may not be in the correct shape. It's hard to say with the colour scheme as well, in my eyes. Ooh. Oh, that's Zabo and Conor Ryan. Conor Ryan now up into 5th position.
Ooh, as Rasmussen is going by.
Whoa! Side by side through 10. Well, Zelenev's not the only one with cojones today. And still side by side as they come through the final turn. Rasmussen's not giving up on it. Oh my goodness. Alex Bennett.
He has to give it up on the outside head. No, he's keeping it. He's keeping it.
Wow.
He went
Nicholas Rasmussen. Yeah, on the outside of turn 1 from turn 10. Wow.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant stuff from the Alcantech 71.
Incredible. I didn't think that was possible in these cars. I didn't think that was possible. Great racing and great racing by both. You know, that could have easily ended in tears.
On a track with no overtaking.
Yeah, on a track, yeah. Well, I have to say it because when I say there's no overtaking, we have these kind of races.
I get where you're going with that. You hang on to that one. Be my guest.
Ooh, as Rasmussen and Bennett is just going side, you know.
Here we go again.
Sticky down the straight.
Van Walder, you can see at the top of the shot, has gone past Nicholas Zabo. So Zabo back down into 7th. Oh, but Bennett lost out badly on that one. He lost very bad. He lost 6/10.
He went too wrong into that chicane and just, you know, lost a bit of time. But Silva has lost, you know, a bit of time. I say that and then he just takes 2
Imre and Clay, I think. Yep, that's Imre and Clay side by side the Tepper. So there's James Clay in 10th, Evan Imre in the middle, and Evan Way. Right. Clay, Imre, Way. We've had all connotations of these three. Oh, Evan Imre! He's trying to do the same thing that we've just seen, but doesn't quite get it. He's just invited Evan Way to have a go to the top of the S's. No, he thinks better of that one. Oh my goodness. I knew we'd have a lot of fighting. We've got 2 minutes to go. And I don't know where to look. This is absolutely incredible stuff. Rasmussen and Bennett are starting to close in again, mainly the slipstream on that back straight. So those two aren't done. Whether it's the Dane or the Brit that wins out on that one. Behind them, Conor Ryan and Wessel van Volder. He's having a cracking race.
Definitely. He's just been overtaking people left and right and center.
Yeah.
And then we have Zabo, who's just, you know, trying to get this race.
He might be okay where he is. He's 3 seconds ahead of Alexei Zelenev, so he might be all right with the last 2 laps. Unless he makes a mistake, he's not losing that much time. He lost 8/10 last time. There's 3 seconds between him. He should be okay unless he falls off the road. Oh my goodness.
He lost podium.
Oh yeah, he'll still be hurting. Absolutely, but he shouldn't fall any further than that. Then Clay, Imre and Way are still having their fight for 10th position. What a great scrap. And look at that. James Clay going very, very defensive as they come over the line. Shuts the door on Evan Imre. And then Evan Way right behind them, ready to do battle if it all goes wrong. Bennett is closing in on Rasmussen once again. And right behind them is Conor Ryan and Wessel van Volder, also doing battle for 5th position. Rasmussen's going to have to work really hard to hang on to that 3rd. Look how much he's weaving all over the road. That could really go against him. That could earn him a penalty. He's got to be careful doing things like that. But,
definitely. But it's a way to try and not get the slipstream. Ooh, as Volder was looking.
Oh no!
He's off track.
What a shame for Wessel van Volder. That's going to give a possible opportunity to Zabo. No, he wasn't quite close enough to capitalise on that. Volder, he kind of thought about it and changed his mind too late to commit to the inside line. Final.
And Rasmussen close into turn 1 as we are on the final lap at this time.
The checkered flag is awaiting our leaders. It looks like it's going to be Tom Wallstra unless he bins it in the final lap. But Sova is 2 seconds behind him, but nearly 9 seconds.
Ooh, as Clay and Imre is going. Ooh, and Imre is going to do the outside into turn 1. No, he's thinking better of it. Let's see if Way is getting up here into this. Is he looking for it? It will be his last time.
They did exactly the same maneuver.
Clay went off. Clay went a bit off.
Oh my days, that is close. But again, there's nowhere to go, and that's Frederick Beckman right behind them. They could well get involved in that battle before it is done. Look at that! We got on board with Evan Way. You can see how Imre and Clay are just riding around.
Sorry for Wallstra. Sorry.
Oh, we didn't see. Actually, because of his incident last night, I'm going to replay him coming over the line. Your winner in the sprint race here at Road Atlanta is Tom Wallstra. Laszlo Sova in second. Rasmussen just about holds on to that last podium spot from Alex Bentley. Conor Ryan does fend off Van Volder because of his extra track activities. Zabo does hold on to seventh.
Side by side into the chicane.
Oh, 3 wide, no! Oh no, there was impact from Clay. Here comes Frederick Beckman. Is he going to try and overtake James Clay into the line? Not quite. He doesn't quite get there, but just look at that again. So that's Evan Imre. No, that's James Clay coming back past Evan Imre. Then here comes Evan Way. Oh, Evan Way wasn't part of it. He was just an innocent bystander. James, I think, just had the nudge on Evan Imre. Oh, what a dramatic finish there. Philip Russell comes across the line 12th. Evan Ray 13. Dave Martin overtook Evan Imre. Evan's still stuck in the wall. Oh, that is tragic for Evan Imre. After all that, and Evan Imre stuck in the wall, he's had to retire the car. So he ends up being 15th. That is the end of the race. Oh, my goodness me. So before any steward's intervention, and I suspect there's going to be some steward's intervention in some incidents, it is Tom Wallstra. He's done it with such an up and down season. There was such a strong showing last, in the feature race that didn't come to fruition. He has done it. He's taken the top spot for Double Dutch. Then it is Laszlo Sova. Did his best, but couldn't match the pace of the Dutchman. So Laszlo Sova allied. Then it is Rasmussen, Bennett, Ryan, Van Walder. Great effort for him. Zabo, Zelenev. Again, also a very good effort for our resident creeper. Waldo, Clay, Beckman, Russell, Way, Martin, Imre, Pinsker, Lagney, Paul Ilbrink. Goodness me.
And Kaiser as well.
And Kaiser as well. So both of them retired. So those that didn't see the flag were Ilbrink, Kaiser, Hooper, Schmidt, Pierce, Morris, Grabowski, Schiff, and Blom. Oh, I'm
what a race.
So
what a race, and just what a 2 rounds we have had. We have had both Wallstra and Laszlo getting their first win of the season, which is incredible in itself. And Ilbrink crashing out and Pinsker crashing out P3. It's just Rasmussen on podium as well. And oh my goodness, what a great race. What a this season has just been fantastic.
Hasn't it just? We do have in the background. We do have someone acting as a pit lane reporter. Bless you, Zini. You've been going nuts, giving us all these notes, and I haven't had a single chance to look at them. I am sorry.
Now you said this went nuts, right?
Yeah,
and
he did.
Said that Rasmussen had cojones. I need to read this one. His comment was just, "How does Rasmussen fit in the cockpit?"
So true.
And I am just not saying anything.
Yeah. so true. Absolutely well observed.
That was incredible. That overtake on the outside and Schiff's crash, that was horrendous.
Oh, man.
That was incredible. And, Pinsker going over Ilbrink, it's just... a lot of parts doing different lap times today.
Yep, I do not envy the stewards at all after this one. And we do have one of our cojones masters with us in. He is wanted to have a chat to us. Let's have a natter to Nicholas Rasmussen.
Hello, guys.
Well, my goodness, we're knackered. We're absolutely dead. My goodness, whatever you had for breakfast, I need some of it. You were absolutely incredible. Oh man, how? Talk us through it from your side, because the world heard us shouting, whether they were listening to the stream or not. My whole neighbourhood has heard me screaming tonight. You talk us through it from your side.
Well, I guess you're thinking like that final battle there for P3. It's actually kind of funny because I knew my car would. For whatever reason, I couldn't get the car switch on in race pace until late, so I kind of knew that I had to maybe wait a little bit. And then obviously I got a bit lucky with a wreck happening up in front of me that kind of got me back in the battle. And then obviously, I was actually fairly relaxed. I felt like I learned what the car needed. And it was good fun. Alex is a good driver, so you can trust him. Good race.
Oh my good. How are you? Yeah, I'm just gonna completely steal our question from our third pit lane reporter. How are you able to be in that cockpit, going on the outside from turn 10 and through turn 1 with those cojones?
Well, it's actually kind of funny because it's actually funny because I tested it a bit earlier in the feature race, like how I was like going on the inside, and I actually struggled being tight on the exit of turn 1, being on the inside. So I just knew if I could just hold the outside, have the extra downforce, and just lift a little bit, that I would carry so much speed that I should hopefully have the better corner compared to my competitor. So it was kind of calculated in that sense, that I trusted that I just had the downforce to go through that corner on the outside.
Oh, I have to say, honestly, that has been. We say this quite a lot of late. That's been a fantastic race to commentate on, but I don't think we need to reiterate that with the amount of shouting and screaming. My wife is going to kill me at the end of today. My existence in my 40s will not last long, as I'll be dead at the end of this. Oh man! But where are we next time? Where are we for the next round?
We are at Spa next time. How is that looking for you? Is that, of course, every driver kind of loves driving around at Spa, but is that place where in this car you're feeling comfortable, or are you afraid of a rouge already?
I quite honestly don't really. The thing with this car, at least for me, is that we have to run with the you can see on the wing element, the high downforce package. Like, we have different packages in terms of wing, and the medium and low doesn't really work with this build here. So we have to run the high with low angle on the like high downforce package, low angle. And that just doesn't suit me. So I have a new approach that I tried out this week. I'm certainly gonna try it out for next week, and hopefully I can solve some of the issues I had around there. And obviously Spa is a fantastic place to race. So I'm looking forward to it nevertheless.
So are we. I think it's fair to say. Judging by what we've seen thus far in this season, how can we not look forward to the next race? Best of luck with it and the remainder of the season. Thank you very much, Nicholas Rasmussen.
Thank you for the broadcast. Keep it up, guys. See you next week.
No danger of that, believe you me. Amazing stuff. We have got a couple of winning participants. Who should we have next, Nick?
Let's take Mr. Ilbring.
Yes, a bit of a mixed race for the Radicals Online Ace. Let's have a chat with Paul Ilbrink.
Hello.
Oh, well.
Yes, well.
Bit of a mixture of mixed emotions, I suspect, going on right now.
Yeah, it hasn't been my best week.
So, feature race, solid performance, and then suddenly, where the hell did you find that pace at the end?
Well, it was there all along, but like the draft is so strong here, so it's difficult you need to have like a fair gap to like be able to drive away, and I got like overtaken, and from the start I was like trying to build up the pace a bit over the race anyway, because it's like quite a knife edge to drive this track, so I didn't want to like overdrive it and put it in the wall right away, so took it a little bit easy, I think, maybe a bit too easy at the beginning, so I got overtaken because of that, and I just like kept dropping back and back, because like get overtaken, you need to like find your focus again, try to find a rhythm, but the next guy is coming as well, and just drop back and back, and I think I also had a little bit too much fuel maybe to go, like I went quite far, so maybe the car was a bit too heavy for that, but yeah, I don't know. After the pit stop, like it was all fine again, new tires, like just like being a bit angry that I lost so much time to the leaders. So I just started pushing, could really find a rhythm, get good pace, and do quick laps again. So, but a bit too late, unfortunately.
And the tail end of the sprint race, that's how one mistake can be so costly. Oh goodness me! It's yeah. What happened to the exit of turn 10? You was hitting the brakes to try and get the tail under control.
Well, yeah. I guess like a little bit of the same happened in that race. Like I like almost took the lead at the start, but I was like planning to overtake. Was it even Tom in first lap, and that's why I pushed really hard coming onto the back straight, and I like had a bit of wheel spun, dropped back. Then I started like pushing again, and after I overtook James earlier in the race, he kind of like sat in my draft and not making a move yet, because I think he reckoned I was a bit quicker. So I just kept driving, and that last lap was like similar. Like he was in my draft again, but still quite far away. So I didn't think he would go for the move on the inside at the entry. And then it looked like he did, and I think he did. So I left some room of him, and with that we lost a lot of time. So I got a bit of red mist and started pushing really hard at the exit. And I just went with like too full on the throttle and ran a bit wide at the exit, hit a bit of grass, and like lost the car. So I like had to slam the brakes to not die. That's the result was the same, so we both died.
Yeah.
Even the greats make mistakes. So what are your thoughts towards Spa next week?
Well, I don't think it's going to be a lot better with draft and stuff. So I'm going to do a lot of prayers this week, I think.
So you think of more of the same?
Possibly. Like it will be like insanely difficult to drive away, I think. So yeah.
I suspect you're right.
This should be good for the broadcast, but yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say you sound sad.
We're buzzing for it.
Oh yeah, I understand. I completely agree. But you're driving. Have a nice and calm race.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, good luck for Spa and the remainder of the season. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul Ilbrink. Just one more to speak to. This will be interesting. The Team Tepper Race himself is popped up. It is James Pinsker.
Hello.
Well, much like Paul, a bit of a mixed bag for you. Talk us through it from your side.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you guys will have seen what happened with me and Paul in that sprint race. Big crash. Yeah, I rewatched it, and it's. I mean, I go for an overtake, and then he just dips a wheel on the grass, and then I couldn't really avoid it. So I guess it's on him, but really a racing incident, and he apologized. I have nothing against the guy. It was just a mistake, so I don't really mind. And then in the feature, I got a podium, at least, even if in the sprint the result wasn't as what I wanted. I guess I can be quite happy with how it went.
A gracious finisher indeed. What's your thoughts for Spa then?
Ooh, Spa. Yeah. Spa is my favourite track.
Ooh.
Absolutely. And in GT League, it was my first win. In Formula 1 3.5 League, it was my first win. So,
looking to complete the trifecta then.
I don't know. I'll give it a go. We'll see how it goes then.
That is all we can ask. So good luck for next week and good luck for the remainder of the season. Thank you very much, James Pinsker. Oh, we have another James that's popped up. Let's have a chat with the next James in line, James Clay.
Hiya.
Well, normally we're sharing the commentary box, but this time we get to talk about you. Wow, did you have a lot of fighting with people whose surname rhymed with yours for a long period of time?
Well, I mean, thought about it, but yeah.
We mentioned that quite a few times, but
I just remembered being in an Evan sandwich.
Yeah, we mentioned that one as well. But wow, I mean, you must have been sweating buckets.
I mean, it's such a tricky track in this car because you can hardly see any of the apexes, and like turn 3, I just kept just taking different lines every single time, and that is kind of what kept me in the battle, especially in the sprint race. and I just couldn't pull away because I'd go through like turn 7 and I'd pull a massive gap, and then he'd get slipstream on me, and then I'd make a mistake in turn 3, and it just kept yo-yoing. And yeah, I mean, I made a few mistakes, but I got to battle a lot of people in this race, and that's kind of why I enjoy doing this league, because it's a bit mental sometimes, but it's always good fun.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Where did you get that from?
Yeah, I mean, only now is my adrenaline level beginning to drop from the feature race, let alone from what we've just seen. Spa, I'm expecting to be quite a different track. You don't have so many heavy braking zones, but slipstreaming is just going to be the punch and counter punch. What are your thoughts heading towards Spa next week?
Oh, I always love a bit of Spa. I mean, it's just a good track to drive, good fun track, great for single-seater cars like this. And you're right, the slipstream will probably be quite important, so if that does get broken at any point, it could mean that you're in for a bit of a lonely race, or you're just stuck with like a certain people in the slipstream train. But nonetheless, it should be a lot of overtaking, maybe working together with slipstream and see how that goes. But yeah, it looks like it could be fun.
No argument there whatsoever. Good luck for that one and the remainder of the season. Thank you very much, James Clay.
Thank you.
And that is going to bring an end to tonight's festivities. My goodness me, only just catching my breath now. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream. A great pleasure to have you on board. Thank you very much, Nick Domino, and also to Sini, our pit lane reporter, for keeping me on the straight and narrow, and for your invaluable input. Always a great pleasure. Thank you very much to you two.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure, and what a great race we had on your birthday here.
Yes.
But keeping you on the straight is not easy when the guys are performing like they are.
It's a burden we bear very gladly indeed.
Yes, we do.
Thank you.
We are complaining with a smile.
Oh yes. Thank you very much to our sponsors. Without you guys, AOR would not continue to grow. And as we said, it is Spa next week. But there's plenty of racing going on in between then and now, so do check back with us then. Until then, thank you very much, and good night.